Hey guys, Gambling CS here with a knife review. This is of the DAJO Basecamp. This is part of the prize that came out of the Captain for ET starter kit. And I've only had it for a few days, and this is my review of it, and it is phenomenal. I checked their site, and it's around $13 to $14, not including tax, which is pretty good for the size of the knife and the quality it is. Now, for that price, you're obviously not going to expect, S30V or VG10 or anything of that sort. But it is good quality. Now, let's go over the basics. We got construction. We have these aluminum handles, or at least aluminum handle scales with Torx bits. It's a really large pivot screw right there, and then Torx bits here and here. And these really deep finger choils. I mean, they fit your finger incredibly well, or fit your hand really well. And you just squeeze on that, and it just, the ergonomics are phenomenal. It is tapped out all the way through, so it does have that nice, it is lighter, but it's being an all-metal construction, it's still relatively heavy comparatively to FRN handles or G10 or something of that sort. It is steel-lined and a liner lock. About a medium to small a medium to small liner lock. It still holds in really well. If you see that, the contact is really great. It's right in the middle, and it's not too early or too late in the terms of the lockup. So there is room. If it does wear down, it still will be tight. Now, there is a little side-to-side blade play, as you can see. No back to forth whatsoever, which is really nice. It does have a thumb disc, which can be used on both left-hand and right-handed opening, which is nice instead of having dual thumb studs. Now, the pocket clip is strictly a left-hand tip-down carry, which I found kind of funny. I would have expected it to be right-handed, but it's not. One of the features that all DAJO knives come with, apparently, is a little pair of pliers. Now, normally they're snuck in there so that they're completely encased, but the Basecamp doesn't have that. It has this snuck in between. It has the aluminum handles. You can't really see it all that well. It has aluminum handle slots right here and right here. There we go. It fits in and just slides straight in and just hides there. Now, a lot of people worry about losing these pliers, which is this is why I'm guessing they have this tapped out right here. So it's nice and open. You could actually use that for a little lanyard thing to connect both of this to the knife. And that's pretty much what I've done. Because it is open flow-through pillar design, it is, like I said, light, and also lets all that blood, guts, and gore pop out if you ever go hunting with it or what have you. But because of that, it also allows the pillars that are not in contact with the blade, right there. Let's get this attached. There's a pillar right there, you see, and I've done a taut line on this end, and I did a rolling hitch. Yes, rolling hitch on this side. They're almost the same knot. I just wanted to see which one would last longer. Anyway, I gave it a good, 4.5, 5 inches of length, so that if I have the knife open, and I am left-handed, and I'll get onto this topic later, but if I have the knife open, I can keep it open and still use the tweezers with ease, and won't be pulling on it, and it won't have enough that if it drops, oh well, and I just swing it around, pick it back up, and back to tweezing. So that's something I really like. Now, the one problem I have with it is because it is tipped down, the pocket clip's going to be up here at the base where the pivot is. It has nylon washers, so that's something. This is the one problem I have with it, being left-handed, and it only being stuck in this position for the pocket clip. And I do use a pocket clip. I don't want to use any kind of hip sheath or anything for this kind of knife. It's a really narrow space to get your thumb in between the thumb disc, the pocket clip, and the handle itself. So you really have to kind of angle your hand back out and then give it a flick. And sometimes you kind of miss it and it just kind of rolls over. That's just not so great. It's, I don't know. I do like thumb discs now. This is my first knife that has a thumb disc, and something I didn't realize that I'm not sure if you guys have, they give you a lot of purchase with your thumb. You don't need jumping because you have all this surface area. Like, I can lock my thumb in on that thumb disc. It's not because it has a lot of friction on it. It's just the amount of surface area on there is enough to keep my thumb on there securely on the grip, which is really nice. I do like that because I do a lot of draw cuts because I'm doing a lot of rigging, so I'm working with rope all day. Now I'll get to blade geometry later, but that's something I really enjoy. But because of it is a thumb disc and not a hole or cutout or a a thumb stud or something, it's just harder to get in there, get my thumb and work it out. Let's see, aside from that, let's get on to the blade. It is 17CR17 MOV steel, and some of you guys must be saying, no, he's wrong, it must be 18CR13. Trust me, it's not. I've looked it up, which is really, really weird. Not me looking it up, but just the fact that it's 17CR17. I haven't heard of that steel. I'm sure it's in the line. It's just it's not one of the steels I'm really familiar with. I am new to knives, but you know, I have heard of steels, and that's just really not something I've heard of. So I don't know what to compare this to. I've only used it a little bit, and I haven't cut much with it. I had to reprofile the edge. It had a working edge on there, but it was really rough. So I did a full not reprofiling, but a full touch-up really with my Lansky kit, which is over there. I'll do a review on that later. It's about 2.5-inch blade, and it is a modified clip point. But something I really enjoy about this is just the blade geometry. It's flat ground, but normally where you would find the belly, this is the belly right here, on a knife, it would be a lot further to the tip, and it also wouldn't be as angular as this knife is. I mean, this thing is almost a tanto, which I really like. I'm a big fan of tantos. I'm also really picky with tantos. But that's for another video. Anyway, I just really find this interesting because it has a very angular belly, which I really do like. And if I had tanto points, or if I found a knife that had a tanto point on it in the way that in the design that I like, then I'd definitely get it. But it's just nice to have this. It's just a softer feel. This is almost, to me, this is almost a Japanese tanto design, because it is such an angular thing, and because it doesn't have three separate planes on the blade like American tantos have. It's rounded off. So that's something I really like. I really enjoy this. I like that it's in the middle of the blade and not towards the end. You do get a lot of leverage having it at the end, and you're pushing down and stuff and rolling it back and forth, but you get just that much more surface area if it's in the middle, and you got all this extra blade to have around it. Also, because the belly is so far down, it allows for a very nice acute tip. This thing is almost as sharp as the safety pins I got in the kit. It's phenomenal. It says DAJO right there, and don't want to move the camera again. China right there, just for specifics. This is really nice. It does not have a choil, really. It's just, I mean, it's almost straight from this angle onto the blade, which is not that great. I rather enjoy Ricassos because with liner locks, I push it with my finger and push down, and sometimes that clips down, and I normally get my hand out of the way to close it, but you never know. I've run into rather bad luck lately, and sometimes I'm betting I will clip my finger with that. I did touch this up. I'm going to see how the steel works out and how that is. Like I said, it's a smaller knife, a rather thick small knife, but a small knife nonetheless. It glides really well. I haven't touched it up with oil or anything. It's just really nice. Yeah, so great knife for $13. I definitely get it. You know, just to try it out even. DAJO, I believe, is a relatively new company, like 511. I know Blade Tech's not very new, but it's new to me at least, or it's not as popularized as others. But you know, it's kind of that category. The Bird series from Spartaco Tenacious, Blade Tech, DAJO. CRKT has a lot of knives in that area. That's what I'm considering. It's kind of the quality mid to lower level end knives is what I'm going to say. That's how I'm going to put that. Anyway, that's just my first day review, my impressions, and my hopes for this knife. Now I've got 3 or 4 more reviews to pile on there. And anyway, thanks guys for watching, and have a nice day.